Welcome back to the Two Takes Podcast. I am your host, David Ohan, joined with my summer special co-host, MS23, Big Mason Strang. Mason, how are we doing today?
Doing great, doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, a little tired after this weekend. I know me and you had a great time. You remembered it awfully too well. And I guess we've had some basketball to talk about. Mason, you ready to talk about some ball and just get on the road?
Of course, and obviously say some more wrong takes because that's all we said in the last episode. But hopefully we learned from our mistakes and show we got a little more ball knowledge than it looks like.
Yeah, holy shit, we cannot get a single pick right. I mean, let's just dive in. I mean, we had some easy layups that we had right, and then some things went to shit. And I mean, shit hit the fan. Like, I'm
Yeah,
smelling
yeah.
it. It hit it hard. But, I mean, let's go talk about the first series. I guess the most easy kind of. We saw this coming. Oak, the defending champs, going against this little cute Suns team led by Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. There was a close game here and there with the Thunder and Suns. I think closest game was a 12 to 13 point game. Mason, what are your thoughts on this series? Thunder swept the Suns 4-0.
I mean, like we said, this was a layup. We all knew this was gonna happen. Um, Thunder just proved how good they are, and we just saw how mid the Suns really are.
Yeah, I mean the Suns are all talk like Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks said, "Oh, Shea, all he can do is just foul bait and can't really play offense. Let me ISO him one-on-one." Well, Shea had 25, 37, 42, and 31. So I don't think a lot of that was foul baiting. I think he took Dylan Brooks, put him in a blender, and took him to work. The Suns, where do you think they go from there after this? I mean, you're the 8th seed. You got Dylan Brooks. You got Jalen Green. You got Devin Booker. What do you do about Devin Booker? Because he's starting to get up there a little bit in age.
Man, that's a good question. Now, I would not want to be in their front office because Booker, it's clear he's degressing on his career as a total. And I mean Jalen Green is really their only bright spot. I mean Malawach, he showed some good promise, but the rest of that team is old and I mean they don't really have a ton of like future stars. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but I think their number one priority is gonna be keeping Jalen Green, probably signing him to a long-term deal. Other than that, man, I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Yeah, honestly, I am impressed with him this year because last year he had an awful playoffs. They were the number 2 seed on the Rockets playing the 7 seed Warriors. He looked awful. I don't know if he put up a game over 10 points last year. I could be totally wrong. But he was awful. Everyone was talking about, what do you do with this guy? And then he gets traded, shipped off to Phoenix for Kevin Durant, and that's even a sadder ending to that season with the Rockets. Jalen Green averaged 21.8 games in this playoffs, 5 assists, three three and a half. Excuse me, 3.5 assists, 2 steals, and a couple of rebounds. I shout out to him doing well. And honestly, even though Dylan Brooks talked a lot of shit, got their ass whipped, he averaged 26 points per game. So shout out to him, and he had a pretty good solid playoffs. I expect him to get a better contract if he keeps continuing this little rise. Devin Booker, 21.3. You would want to see a little bit more, maybe 27 a game out of this guy if they wanted to have a chance. But really, I think the Thunder, like you said, overwhelmed them. They are the best team in these playoffs. But do you think they get the job done is the real question.
I mean, like after that series, my opinion hasn't changed at all. I still think they're gonna beat whoever they got up next, and they're the best team in the NBA. Best, they'll beat all the Eastern teams too. So nothing's changed on my side, but I mean, as I've seen throughout these playoffs, like crazy can happen, and they could definitely lose a series just because anything can happen for real.
Oh, I'm looking at this Thunder team right now. 5 guys average double-digit points. 4 of them average over 15 points per game in this series. That's team basketball. And even though Shea had close to 34 points per game, man, this is gonna be a really hard team, and they got championship level experience, which I think that makes them even more dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, They're definitely a dangerous team. I just J-Dub just recently got injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out for, but if they once they start going up against a real team, which they won't be in the next round, once they start going up a real team, they're going to need J-Dub, or they're going to struggle way more than they have been.
Yeah, 100%. You want to jump over to this next series, Mason?
Hmm.
Portland coming in against 7 seeded Portland, trying to take down the number 2 young spry team Spurs, who I picked as my champion. Had me shaking in my boots a little bit. San Antonio wins this series in 5 games, winning the first game, then splitting against the Trailblazers in game 2, beating them in San Antonio by 3. I got a little nervous because Wemby had the concussion. He only missed a game in the Spurs. And then game 4 and game 5, he came back and looked absolutely phenomenal. But the one thing I got to say about this team that had me nervous was they went down almost every single game by double-digit points, down by a lot. Like, you can't do that once you get against these good teams. And the one thing I give them credit to is they were battle-tested.
Dylan Harper.
Yes, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle stepped up big. Fox dropping 20 points per game. Castle having 19.8. Dylan Harper, a young guy, having about 13 points per game. This just goes to show you that this team is built and ready to fight. It kind of wasn't all just defensive style, like just a group effort. A group was like a group project. No one's failing. Where like normally one guy gets an A for doing A+ work, and the other guy who didn't do shit gets an A just because he was there. This team showed up, fought, battled, went grit and grind at times where you thought, holy shit, they could lose the series to this Denny Advia Portland team. Shout out to him that he dropped a lot of points, putting up about 22 points per game, and then Drew Holiday trying to do his best, 16.4, and Scoot Henderson, who has looked like a bust all his career, drops about 15 points per game in this series. I mean, Mason, what are your takeaways and what are your thoughts? Are you nervous about the Spurs team, or do you think they're going to still get it done and still fight?
I mean, I was a little nervous because, like, of course, the Wemby injury, no one really knew how long he was going to be out for. It looked pretty bad on the court, but he bounced back, played even better than he's been. And my only concern with this team going to the playoffs was, do they have like, they don't have the experience, so how are they going to play once they get in the playoffs? And we saw pretty quick that they're a bunch of fighters. They won't give up, and like they were, like you said, they were down almost double digits basically every game, and they ended up pulling out these games and winning by double digits. So I'm I'm worried. I think they could beat OKC. I think it'll be a great series if we get to that. But man, they do look really really good.
I think Wemby, honestly, as Shaq said, is the perfect center. He's the greatest center of all time, but I think you could say that's a hot take. I know that's a perfect center. He can do it all. He really can. He can dribble. He can shoot. He can pass. He can defend. All you got to do is a little bit more meat on the bones because, yes, he's a little skeleton from Minecraft, and I know he's bulked up a little bit, but when you got a guy like that, yes, Shea is Shea. Now there's no more Jokic. Shea is Shea. But Wemby, man, is the most talented player I think I've ever witnessed and most exciting player. You're telling me you don't want to watch a 7'5" center / small forward dribble it up the court and just go coast to coast and yam that shit? And I mean, he just is a defensive presence. I think he had like 6 blocks one game. And like to have 6 blocks as a rim protector, even though he's not getting 15 blocks, I don't want to go up against him. It makes me want to shoot threes, and some teams are not three-point shooting teams. I just think he's just a defensive presence that I think will carry them. And now they get to go play a short-handed Timberwolves team, who right now I know Anthony Edwards saw his little video, is questionable for game 1. I think he could be coming back, and I know you could say hyperextended knee. What does that look like? Well, Giannis did that shit against the Hawks, and he came back the next series and completely obliterated the Suns after losing the first 2 games, sweeping them in the closeout game. He had 51. So say what you want. I believe in Ant-Man, the truth, but I do not believe for them to get it done. I know I just said my prediction for that, which I wasn't supposed to, But I think this next series, it should be a fun, exciting series.
Yeah, I agree. Like everything on Wemby. I mean, whenever I see him play, I'm like back in early to that early 2010s 2Ks. I remember those builds in Park, and they were like demigods. It was like 6'10" dudes at like the longest wingspans, and like they would just they could do everything. Yam on you, break your ankles, shoot threes. Like that's what I think of when I see Wemby because he does it all. And
Man, you
there's no
just
one
gave me
else we've
nightmares.
ever seen. There's no one else we've ever seen do that before.
I know, man. You just totally gave me nightmares with just reminded me of the old 2K days in Park where I'd have like a little guard or small forward and they would just glitch. There were so many glitches in those games. It was
Dude, it
so
was
much fun, but it
so
was
glitchy. But
man, it made me want to break my controller. It did. I never have broken one though. Mason, I feel like you may have. I can just tell.
not that I remember.
Holden Cotter, shout out to you. You definitely did. I'm gonna shout out Holden. He definitely threw a controller through a wall.
I know some people that definitely have broken controllers for sure.
Oh man.
All right, well
What's
let's
worse?
move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next series. Enough of this 2K talk.
Oh man, I could talk about that for days. All right, next series. Down out west, not down south. Down southwest, down out west, whatever you want to call it. Number 4 Los Angeles Lakers, who beat the number 5 seeded Houston Rockets in 6 games, going up 3-0 against the Rockets, then dropping 2 and then able to close it out. Winning 98-78, LeBron James led the way at the end, dropping 28 points, 7 assists. And Mason, like, what are your thoughts on this series? This series makes you want to throw up in my mouth. I mean, we came into this both picking the Rockets to beat the Lakers. No Luka,
Yeah,
no Austin Reeves for
yeah,
majority of it,
yeah.
and you just thought, oh, KD's gonna be fine. They're gonna whoop them. Well, game 1, KD was out, injured, and I know what everyone says. KD, yes, a lot of people don't love him especially for his tweets and what he does and just how he just hasn't had the most success in the playoffs without the Warriors. But I'd give him this. KD always fights through and plays through injuries. So whatever teammate before game 1 got him injured, you should be cut. You should totally be cut. Mason, what are your thoughts on this series?
Yeah, I mean, I was so wrong. I think I said the Rockets were going to sweep. I mean, I couldn't be more wrong about that. I think I just hadn't watched enough of the Rockets later on in the season to see how abysmal their offense really was. No shooters. Şengün looked like absolute ass, like so ass. And this is against fucking DeAndre Ayton, who we've been clowning on for the past fucking 3 years on the Lakers, and he just bitched around Şengün the whole series. Also, I mean, after watching them game 1 without KD, like I thought, oh, this could possibly still be a series even without KD. KD comes back and they look like a worse team. So I don't think KD being out was the reason they lost the series. I think they just like were really played awful, and Udoka obviously needs to go. I mean, he made no adjustments. He just puts his guys out there and just like prays that they start making threes all of a sudden. It's it's ridiculous. But I mean, if I was a Rockets fan, I would be miserable right now because you probably go into that thinking, "Oh, this is a sweep. No Austin Reeves, no Luka." And then Austin Reeves ends up coming back a little early and playing a big part in their winning, but man, Rockets need serious help, and they need to make some serious changes.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. I was really shocked me is the supporting cast of the Lakers. Really did. You had Rui Hachimura having a big series, dropping 16 points per game. Marcus Smart dropping 14.7. Last time I remember that, he was on the Celtics. Actually, not even. I don't even remember last time he was doing that. If even on the Celtics when they went on that Warriors, when they lost to the Warriors in the finals, that may have been the last time I remember him doing something like that. But I think that would maybe have been his best playoff series. And then Luke Kennard, averaging 12.5 points per game, And for the first game, dropping 27 and leading the way, which shocked me. Shocked me. LeBron, 42 years old. Yes, I do not love LeBron, but I'm going to give him his flowers. He played great. He played great team basketball and a leader. He is not his 30-year-old prime LeBron self anymore. That's just honest opinion. Actually, no, that's just facts. You can tell. Game 4 and 5, he slowed down a lot. Game 3, which I believe the Rockets were up by 6 with 30 seconds left. You do not lose that game. You absolutely do not. This series could be in 7 right now. They could be playing today or they may have played yesterday. I don't know. The series would be totally different by that one choke loss, which really kind of ended the series. But LeBron, I'm going to give you your flowers. You were a great general. You were a great player. You did your shit that you needed to do to get there. Now, you know what your reward is? You got the Thunder. And I don't know now for this Lakers team, I don't know how worn down they are. I mean, you're going to get fresh legs, hopefully, with Luka coming back. But I don't know if they can do it again, man. Watching all these supporting guys, I'm not a believer in this Lakers team. I think they had a great series. I think they outplayed themselves. I'm excited to see what they do. I think Bronny James should get more touches because maybe he can be a key to them winning. God, I don't think he should have been
Bro
drafted.
can't even say that with a straight face.
I'm trying not to laugh on the inside, but let me go to the Rockets now. This Rockets team really did it in for me. Like, I'm actually starting to get pissed off over here. KD, you had one game where you had 23. You had 9 turnovers. What the hell were you thinking? And I know you said you didn't get to watch enough of this Rockets team to see how abysmal their offense was. I believe at one point they were on an 8-game winning streak coming to the end of the season, which doesn't mean shit in the playoffs, apparently, because you look at the Hawks. We're gonna talk about that later. That makes me actually sick to talk about. Amen Thompson, you know what? I think he played the best on this Rockets team, and he really showed up. I know he's the more crash out brother out of the two of them, likes to get in those fights, but Amen Thompson right now looks like a better version of Dyson Daniels and younger version. So I like him a lot. Jabari Smith did really well. He shocked me. Finally played like he was the number 2 overall draft pick. The guy I really hate on this team, for whatever reason, is Tari Eason. I know you're at 14 points per game, but you shot 33% from three-point percentage. That's not bad, but man, you drive me. They got to get rid of either one of those two guys. Jabari Smith or Tari Eason has to go, and I think it has to be Eason. He doesn't have that much upside. He's older. I just feel like he's not a great player. This Rockets team definitely was missing a guard. They couldn't. It was just Reed Shepherd, and Reed Shepherd right now is not a true point guard. He's more of a shooter. He's not like I'm trying to think of just point guards. Dennis Schroeder. I'll throw Dennis Schroeder. He's not a Dennis Schroeder. He's not a true point guard. This Rockets team looked like shit. It looked like a bus that could never get going. It looked like a train with no engine. And I'm shocked they got 2 games. After watching the first game and then watching the third game, Ime Udoka, like you said, has to go. You cannot lose being up by 6. That is some Falcons choking shit. And, man, I just think they bowed out way too early, and it was sad to see them go. Şengün shooting 12% from 3 is abysmal. I just think this Rockets team really had a disappointing season. I don't know where you go from here. I think you got to go hopefully you get Fred VanVleet. Hopefully he comes back, because that'll help out a lot. You got to go get a big man. You have to. You got to have a backup big man. You got to go get another guard and get rid of Tari Eason. I can't deal with him anymore. I'm so done. I know, like, Tari Eason slander, he probably is a super nice guy. I just hate him. I really do. Just rubs me the wrong way. Man, let's move on to this. God.
I don't have any hatred towards Tari Eason, but I do want to mention like how fishy KD sitting out basically the whole series was. I mean, you get hurt in the practice before the game. I've never even heard that ever happening. And apparently it's a bad enough injury that you have to miss that many games in the series. And like, I mean, don't even get me started about all these players sitting out for game 7s. Like, you can't be that hurt. There's just no way. There's no way. And I think it's something fishy because 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, all these players that would be questionable going into a game 7 would be 100% playing without a doubt. But now that's just not the case.
And I'm going to give you a score update right now. Cavaliers Raptors are going on. Game 7. Cavs right now are up 94-72 with 9:20 to left go in the game. This is starting to become a blowout, and I'm loving it over there. I am loving it. Mason, why are you shaking your head? Are you not loving it? Are you upset?
Yeah, I'm just like same shit with the Magic game. That shit was a blowout too, but like that's not what you want in game seven. It's like people watch game sevens because teams are supposed to be playing their hardest and their best, and that would lead to the closest game of the series, where you never see 20-point losses in a game seven. That is, I don't know. I don't know why that's the case. I have no idea. Maybe, but it just seems like one team is just trying harder than the other, which should never happen.
Playoff basketball, baby. I'm gonna say both times the underdogs were leading by more than double digits, and they both lost that game and ended up getting blown out, which
Yeah.
I mean it
No. Yeah.
happens. But I mean, let's jump to this next series, which honestly I had to pick right before I switched it. Let's go to Nuggets versus I'm so sorry. I'm on the wrong playoff series. But Nuggets versus Timberwolves. Timberwolves win in 6 games. First game kind of getting whooped a little bit. Nuggets came out firing as they are the number 1 offense in the NBA. Then you have the Timberwolves marching back, beating them in game 2. Anthony Edwards looks great. Game 3 rolls around. This Timberwolves team ends up winning again, and Jaden McDaniels says they all suck at defending. They all suck at defending. And he started
So he said we
naming
going at
players out.
all of them, naming all of them.
We're going at all of them. Jokic looked slow, looked tired, looked like his legs weren't under him. And then game 4 rolls around. Ant goes down with an injury. Dante DiVincenzo tears his Achilles right away. And then Ayo Dusoma has a 40-point plus game. I would have never thought that, and I like the guy. Whatever reason, I don't know. Something about him I just like. They end up winning game 4 with none of those guys. In game 5 rolls around. Nuggets win. Took it over in the second half. Kind of was close, but they always kind of controlled the game. Then game 6 happens, and the Timberwolves put belt to ass. Ended up winning that series. Now they get to go face Wemby and the Spurs team. Mason, what are your thoughts on this game? And I'm super happy as the truth Ant-Man is rolling into the next round. But I'm a little mad I changed my pick. I'm a little bit mad you convinced me. Mason, what are your thoughts on this series? And what do the Nuggets do? Because this was the most versus the Hawks, who got blown out. The Hawks shouldn't have been there. The Nuggets should have been maybe the conference finals. And just a disappointing season. Where do they go from here? Who gets fired? Who gets let go? And how do you feel about this series?
And I don't know. I really don't know because I mean, I really thought the Nuggets were like one of the best teams. Like I think I got too caught up in the consensus loving the Nuggets coming into the playoffs. And they really just didn't look like a top team at any point the whole series. Like I know the Wolves are a good team, but I really thought going into this Nuggets were one of the best teams. And at no point did they ever show that in this series. I mean, the Aaron Gordon not playing game 6. He plays or he misses one game, plays the next one, misses the next two. It's like I don't understand that. Half tightness, like you have to play through that. It seems like they just
Um,
don't care enough. They don't care enough.
I'm gonna argue on you on that one. People that have played through calf tightness have just went down with Achilles tears, dude. Lillard, Halliburton,
But he already
Tatum.
played a game on it.
Yeah, but then if you know it's not going well, I just want to say if you know it doesn't feel good, and you know you don't want some shit to happen, why are you gonna play another one? Just try to rest it.
Well, I mean, I am gonna say this is the best Nuggets team Jokic has had around him, and if you really thought you could win it, I think you're willing to risk it since, well, okay, risk it, but like, I don't know, I just think
I mean, I
back in
can
the
see
day,
where you're coming
everyone
from,
would be playing through.
but I could see that they had the best team, so they don't need me right now because they had such a great supporting cast. and maybe he comes back round 2, round 3. I'm not saying he sits out the rest of the playoffs, but I mean, he didn't have a great series. I mean, he only had 11 points per game and shot 20% from three. Yes, he's had 40% from the field goal percentage, but he really wasn't having a great series. I know he's not the main
It
guy.
was more so for his defense though. Like he's just such a great role player around Jokic because Jokic we know is just not a good rim protector. He's the only other rim protector they have in their starting lineup. So it's more so that, but I want to get started on talking about Christian Brown. I mean, he was borderline unplayable in this series. He never played well, and he's supposed to take a big leap this year with I think his third year with the Nuggets, and he just never did. So I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Maybe not sign him, not re-sign him. But I mean, he was supposed to be a really big part of this playoff run, and he was unplayable. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Christian Braun finished with 3 points, 9 points, 8 points, 2 points, and then he had 16 points one game. Looked awful, like you were saying. He didn't shoot the ball terribly. I mean, he had one game where he actually no, never mind. Excuse me. 3-point percentage. One game he had 33%, which isn't bad. Next game he had 0% from three. The other game he shot 100%, then 50%, and then 25% from three, which isn't great. And the field goal percentage was not great. He did not take that many shots, but his plus minuses. This is where it gets bad. +4, -19, -9, 18, +18, but then -9. Christian Braun, I know he got that extension, and they thought, like you were saying, he's going to be really good, a solid player, and he didn't show up at all. But I just want to kind of, the guy that's disappointed so much to me was kind of Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray and Jokic were both very disappointing. Like that duo, the number one duo in the NBA, which right now I may give to the sexy 76ers with Maxey and Joel Embiid and how they played, because they outplayed everyone's expectations. Jokic's still averaging 26 points per game, a cool little 9.5 assists, and 1 steal and almost 1 block, which isn't bad. That's a pretty good Jokic game. Pretty good. It's not awesome. The thing that kills me is he shot 44% from the field, which that's pretty good, but for a center, I'm not loving those. But 19% from three. He looked awful in some of those stretches. Like coming down the stretch of some of those games, I remember he just kept missing threes. He was 1 for 5 in game 6. He was 1 for 7 in game 1, 1 for 4 in game 5, 0 for 3 in game 3, and 2 for 10 in game 2. Like, man, Jokic, I thought you were going to do better. You looked tired. You looked awful. This Timberwolves team felt overwhelming. And I guess it really is true. Defense does win championships because you come in with the 21st best defense, come in with the number one offense. You're supposed to shoot the lights out, and you kind of struggled on offense, and then your defense got cooked with a guy, even a primary defender, Jaden McDaniels, saying they all suck at defense. I'm going to go after each one of them, and he had 18 points per game. Anthony Edwards didn't have a great series, having 18.5. Julius Randle had 19.2. Ayo Dosunmu averaging 22 points per game. And Bones Highland got revenge on this whole team. That's what I loved. I just love this Timberwolves team and just how they played and fought and how they attacked each and every player on this Nuggets team. And now they get to play the Spurs in an upset. But I think, honestly, if the Timberwolves season ended next round, this was a successful season. And you know what? I'm going to give it to Rudy Gobert. He shut down Jokic. He actually learned how to guard Jokic. I know he still had 27 points per game, but he really did his thing. And there were some games where Gobert looked like the better offensive player than Jokic did.
Yeah, I want to mention a little bit about the Timberwolves. I didn't realize how good they are. I mean, when they were healthy this series, they looked like one of the best teams in the NBA, and I was not aware of how good they are. Dante DiVincenzo, he looked really good. Really unfortunate with that injury. Now I don't think they have a chance in the next round. But I mean, you had all these guys step up. You had Terrence Shannon step up. You had Bones Highland step up. You had trying trying to think of well Desunmu of course. And then even
Can't
like Jalen Clark played a little bit. But I mean, they fought so hard. I mean, once you see Ant go down, you're like, shoot, they low key might sell this series, and it's not even their fault. It's just because Ant got hurt. But nah, all their players stepped up, all their players fought, and I mean, there's something about this team, bro. Something about this team. I think. I mean, we saw what Desunmu did. I mean, there's not many players in the league that can step up like that and just be a number one scoring like that. And then Randall is a consistent veteran self, and he's built for the playoffs. I mean, that dude is a monster. He's a load to handle with.
Yeah, he is a huge load. But back on Terrence Shannon Jr., averaging 14 points per game in the playoffs, coming out of nowhere, having 5.5 in the regular season. He took on a huge load for the team. He put out. He played lights out. No one could stop him. He just kept pounding and pounding, it felt like, the Nuggets D. And the Nuggets had no answers, and they just looked like they were bent over for him, and they just let him score whenever they wanted to. And I just think the Timberwolves team looks great, and I think they're primed and ready. And it should be an interesting series. They are playoff risers for sure, and I'm just excited to see how they defend Wemby. Gobert and Wemby, really close personal. I know they were both Frenchmen. They both love each other in the Baguettes. Both played on the France team. So I'm excited to see, can Gobert stop Wemby, or is Wemby, they always say the pupil passes the professor. So is a pupil going to come in and kick the professor's ass? We'll see. Maybe Anthony Edwards will dunk on Wemby and give us a highlight clip, or maybe Terrence Shannon will continue to pound the D and just not let up. But I guess let's jump over.
I do want to mention this. Gobert is a probably one of the worst matchup that Jokic could face in the NBA. He's the best paint defender in the NBA besides Wemby. But I just think since Wemby was more raw, like Gobert is just like that veteran presence. So I think Gobert's gonna struggle a lot more with Wemby just because of how versatile Wemby is.
Oh yeah, and I think also a lot of fans were giving Gobert shit because he speaks what his contract's like $40+ million a year, and you're like, we want to
Yeah,
see more offense out of him. And honestly, thankfully, everyone else stepped up and he did his thing. He was worth that $40 million a year in this series. But I feel like a lot of fans do give Gobert shit. I know a lot of people don't really love him. I don't, Mason. I can't speak for you, but I feel like I hear a lot of fans don't really love him. In this series, he really stepped up and really showed the fans what he's worth. It's
yeah,
like when you
for
got that
sure.
pretty girl and you're trying to show your worth, and finally everyone's downing you, and you finally do. And he finally did. He finally got the 10 out of 10 of his dreams, taking down Jokic and able to stop his presence. But I guess let's jump into the next series. Um,
Interesting analogy, but I like it.
I thank you so much, Mason. Means the world to me. I guess we'll jump over to the East Side. Number 6 seeded Atlanta Hawks losing to the number 3 seeded New York Knicks. Knicks were able to take down the Hawks 4-2. 6 games. They won the first game by 11. Hawks won the second game by 1. Hawks then go on to win the third game by 1. And the Knicks took over it from there, beating the Hawks 16 points the next game, and then 29 points the game after that. And then in game 6, they beat the Hawks by 51. Mason, what are your thoughts on this series? And I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, it's straight depression. I mean, I really thought we had a chance going into this series, and then especially after those first three games, I was like this is legit. Like we might actually pull this off because my original prediction was very hopeful. I wasn't really confident on it at all. But I mean, Knicks just showed how good of a team they are, and Hawks showed how undisciplined they are, aren't a playoff team, and how much Jalen needs to improve to be a number one option. So hard to say it, but man, Knicks could win. Knicks could win the whole thing. Like they're a complete team, uh, disciplined, great players all around. It's
Wow. Yeah, Mason. The Hawks. I'm about it. I'm pissed. I am beyond pissed. You know what? I'm gonna before I go on my shit and go on my rant of how this like I want to cry a little bit. It's just a little heartbreaking, man. I honestly, Game 6, the tickets should be refunded. But let me give them the props. Hawks sold their franchise player at that time out, Trae Young, to Washington, where his career will die. He outshoots his range, and he'll be shooting from the logo there, probably making half his shots. No one thought this Hawks team was going to make the playoffs at that point. They actually didn't even get into the play-in. They didn't go to the play-in for the first time, and I don't remember since 2021. Shout out to this young team. I'm excited for the future. You do have a lot to change. You got to go get a point guard. You got to go get a 7-footer. I love Onyeka. He's a great offensive center. Please go get a 7-footer. We just saw what happens when you don't have one. Jalen Johnson has a lot of potential. He averaged less than 20 points. CJ McCollum, you did your thing for a couple games. I'm really proud. He kind of did his. Kuminga, please bring back McCollum and Kuminga. Please. That's all I'm asking you. You bring back those two guys and let a majority of them walk? I'm fine with that. Dyson Daniels. What the hell were you doing? I believe he has something hurt in his hand. I'm hoping that's what it is. I'm hoping I come to find out in the summer he had a broken hand for the shit he couldn't shoot. He shot 28%. I'm sorry, but you didn't. There were so many times. It's like I think he's the worst offensive player in this playoffs. I think he has been. I'm sorry. I like him a lot for his defense, and I love him as a player. But holy shit, the Knicks started double teaming. When you have a guy, Mitchell Robinson, sitting his ass down in the paint, and you got to. Now my mic got moved. You got a guy like Jalen Johnson, who's a downhill player. He can score from anywhere, but a guy that likes to play downhill, and you have Mitchell Robinson on Dyson effing Daniels. You have to be shitting me. You're not going to win a series. And then you can't get offensive rebounds. You're getting outboarded. CJ McCollum has to become kind of Jesus to win those 2 games. I got a little nervous when we won 2 games by 1 point. And the Knicks blew us out each time they won a game. That had me worried. But this team looked scared. This team looked like they weren't playoff built. I think you said it in the first episode. The Hawks don't have a playoff offense. And that showed. Because the little running around bullshit, the little handoffs, didn't work. The Knicks played the best games they've played. That team finally came together. I hate New York. Their fans are obnoxious. They have a great fan base. Jalen Brunson, foul-baiting little shit, is a great player. This Knicks team looked great. The Hawks, very disappointing way to end. I'm also very disappointed in Zachariah Richeche. You are the number 1 pick in getting a bunch of DMPs in the playoffs. You better show up next year or your ass is gone. I can't deal with that shit anymore. Gabe Vincent probably will walk, and I'm not even mad about him. And I went to Game 4 and Game 6. Game 4, you're down by 27. I believe you were shooting 12% from 3 at one point. Game 6. Holy shit. What was it? We were up by 4 at one point? I got a little excited. I was like, okay, we got this. The Hawks, we got this. You went down by 61 points. 61 points. And this was the third quarter. You had the largest halftime deficit ever. Quinn Snyder's ass is gone. I don't want to see. There's no way he should have a job. And I know before that I heard they were talking extension. Hell no. But hell no. Get his ass gone. You know what? Go hire Ime Hidoku after that shit he pulled in that playoff series. But I'm just so disappointed. So disappointed. Dyson Daniels is a cone on offense. It's a really disappointing season. Zachary Shea has 1 year left. Actually, I want him gone too. You know what? Congrats to the Hawks having a great season. But the way to shit the bed like that, and I do not like Trae Young. If his ass was here, he would have not lost like that. I don't know if he would have been here. But man, Mason, you take it from here. I have nothing else to say. Being at those two games actually made me want to just become a Knicks fan. Because I can't say something else. But made me want to become a Knicks fan, man.
Yeah, I mean, we should have saw after those first couple wins of ours where McCollum, like you said, became Jesus. That obviously he wasn't going to continue that the whole series. And if he couldn't continue that, we weren't gonna have a chance in the world. So we should have known this. We really should have known this. Like I said, I didn't have many expectations going into this series. I was just happy we ended the season on a great note and not getting stuck in the play-in like always. But we got a lot to do to become like real contenders. I honestly, Kaminga, I know on a couple games he played really well. I just don't. I mean, I don't know how much he's gonna ask for, but he is not something that I would. He's not a player I would pay a lot of money for. So
That's fair.
it
I
just
agree with you
depends
on
on
that.
it depends on what he asks. But low key, he can just walk, and I'm fine with it if it's too much money. McCollum, I mean, he was really like Atlanta loves him. He really did a lot for this team, and he showed he was the only person that's a playoff scorer. We didn't have anyone else that could do that, and he showed that. So, I mean, he would definitely help the team in the future, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how much he's going to ask for. I don't know how much our front office really wants him because you can find other playoff scorers just out there. But I mean, we move on and we look at the draft and lottery's coming up. We can only pray we get a top four, top five pick because I think after that it's not as good. I mean, still really good draft, but I mean with this Pelicans pick, it would be really nice to get top five. But yeah, I mean, focus on we already said this, getting a guard, getting a big man, a 7 footer especially, and then I mean get another piece like you did in Naw in free agency. I mean, we are having a great contract with him right now, and he's a stud and outperformed every level this year. So that's all I gotta say about Atlanta. Look forward to the lottery and pray we get a top five pick. Here we go.
Yeah, I'd bring. How much would you bring back CJ for? What is the maximum price? I personally, 2 years, $15 million a year. I will pay him that. I think he's a great veteran presence, and I
I
think, like
think
you said, a
I think
playoff
I'd
scorer.
I think I'd pay him 20 mil.
You know what? I don't hate that. What about Kaminga?
Flamingo like 8 mil, 9 mil.
8, 9? I would have said like 14.
You think Kaminga's worth as much as CJ?
In a way, yes, he's a young athletic freak. He is the man. He is the bucket. He's the guy that I love. He's like a mini Jalen Johnson. I like him a lot. I don't something about him, but I think we need to go fill out those positions. And if he wants too much, we can let him walk.
Yeah,
But
and
OG
we also do have a
Ananobi,
lot of forwards. Like Newell, he's gonna step up into that power forward role. He's already been pretty good, I would say, and I want to see him get more minutes. And just Kaminga's taking away those minutes from him. So if we keep Kaminga, then that means Asa Newell probably still won't be getting a chance. And I'm interested to see how he looks.
yeah, no, 100%. And OG Ananobi played lights out, shooting 56% from three. I just want to shout, he give OG Ananobi his flowers. He definitely game 3, he made some shots that definitely put Atlanta sweating. A bunch of swamp ass was going on down Atlanta. But let's move on in this next series because I don't know if I can agree with the Knicks winning the championship. They could win the East, but I love how you have a little bit of Stephen A. Smith in you.
Yeah, we love to say some outlandish things.
76ers versus the Boston Celtics. 7-seeded 76ers defeat the Boston Celtics 4-3. Celtics took an early 3-1 lead and were controlling game 5. But this team, like I said, lived by the 3, died by the 3. They died by the 3. Peyton Pritchard said, "Oh, you're coming back to Joel Embiid? Oh, it doesn't matter. We won't change anything." They beat Joel Embiid pretty bad when he came back. JoJo had something to say. He had 33 in Game 5. Game 6 rolls around. He drops a cool 20-something. Game 7, biggest game of the season for the Celtics. He dropped 34. Vucevic got a DNP. Jason Tatum didn't play. Celtics team that came in with super low expectations has beaten Philly. Has not lost Philly since 1984, and we think they're just going to kill them, and has not lost a 3-1 series. Loses. 32-1 now. 76ers are 1-16. Joel Embiid has never beaten the Celtics. He finally has. Mason, what are your thoughts on this series? And what do the Celtics do? I think I have my thoughts, and yeah, you go first before I go into them. And God, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when we were first talking about this series, I think I was kind of just assuming the Celtics would end it before Embiid could come back. Um, we just saw that the Sixers are a way better team than I think most people like realized. Um, and then Embiid just made them that much better. The Celtics, I mean, they're still. I have seen a lot of people saying they need to break it all up, start a little mini rebuild. I think that's ridiculous to say. I just think they need a big man, and they should have paid Al Horford, to be honest. But like you said, they didn't know that they were going to be good this year. I think having Al Horford, he would have helped them so much more because Vucevic and Luka Garza are basically the same player. Offensive stretch fives, but Kata is just he's not good enough. Like he's a decent defensive player, but he can't do shit against Embiid. I mean, that was barbecue chicken to the point where they were trying to fucking put
Nom, 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 nom.
to the point where they were trying to put Jalen Brown on Embiid. Like, what do you think's gonna happen there? Like, and Jalen Brown can try as hard as he possibly can, but there is no world that he's stopping Embiid.
He's too
I
big of a
mean,
man.
Sixers, man, they're a really good team. They got depth, they've got the star power, and Nick Nurse is a great coach too. He has that championship experience. They're a legit team, and we should have been talking about them more.
Yeah, I think you said it well. We kind of forgot the 76ers needed to reintroduce themselves. And they did. Shocking the world. Embiid right now is playing like the best center, playing like 2023 Embiid. Now he has Tyrese Maxey. And Paul George is not playing like podcast playoff P. He averaged
Yeah,
17.4 points per game. And then VJ Edgecombe, the edge man, the edge master, had 15.1 points per game. And he played great. He had, I believe, 20 plus in a closeout game. First ever rookie to have 20 plus in a game 7. Shout out to him. Quentin Grimes did his little thing. 76ers bench is awful. Had, I believe, 4 points in game 7 compared to Boston's 43. That's awful. But when you have Embiid having 34 and Maxey having 30, it doesn't really matter. It's really hard to stop this team. Celtics, I thought you were a pretty good team. I did. I didn't think you were a great team. Honestly, I think you were a regular season team, kind of like the Hawks. Peyton Pritchard, I think is a pretty good player. I think you don't got to get rid of him. Derek White's not. You don't have to get rid of him. But the big men were the problem. Nemi, I think you're a solid guy. And my shout out to my roommate, Jackson Obi, big Celtics fan. And he loves all his players, watches every single game. True fan. Very true fan. Man, it showed up with stars are stars and role players are role players. The Celtics are a bunch of role players, and they played like it. The lights became too bright. Joe Mazzulla, the best coach, choked away a lead, 3-1 lead. Jason Tatum not playing. You know what Tyrese Maxey said? When he got injured and they found out, they said the series is gonna be a lot harder tonight's game because they're gonna have to shoot. And Derek White had 20-something shots last night, and he didn't play great. Derek White only averaged 11.1 points per game, and the Celtics missed 11 of their last 12 field goals in Game 7. You can't do that if you want to win. And watching that Game 7 last night, 76ers were up by 13, had a big lead at one point. Celtics always came back, but they were able to weather the storm, and they never took the lead. That's the one thing I noticed in that game. They never took the lead. I believe they tied it at one point. But the Celtics team was just not good enough, and they shot 12% from three. 12%, which is awful, and they shot 49 threes last night, and they couldn't make them. They couldn't knock them down. And I think Derek White having to play as a second option, he's not a bad player, but he's not. I think they had Tatum, and if he was fully healthy, the series would be a lot different, but he wasn't. And I think Joe Mazzulla should have gotten Garza or Vucevic, because why is Jaylen Brown playing against Embiid? We saw what happened, and now 76ers are moving on to play the Knicks, and Embiid is calling all Sixers fans to come to the game and not sell the tickets because he knows how much the series means. And I think that, honestly, will be a lot better of a series than the Celtics-Knicks, because I think the Knicks would have whooped up on the Celtics.
Yeah, I blame a lot of it on Missoula. I mean, that starting lineup that he put in Game 7, you automatically get down 9 points because you put in your eighth and ninth man in the starting lineup. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you do that, and your best players are still exhausted the whole fourth quarter. I mean, it was a tough watching both of these teams go at it in the fourth quarter. The Celtics, you knew every shot they were shooting, no matter how open it was a brick. I mean, there was nothing ever going in that fourth quarter. And the Sixers, I mean, they just ran ISO with Embiid, and he was dying out there. I think he got like his knee caved in,
Yeah,
like his
they kept
ankle
falling on his
stepped on,
knee.
and he still was just like in his little slow movement, just get into the free throw line or get in a bucket. He even knocked down a couple threes, and then at the end, Maxey just took over. I mean, that's what happens. Everyone's gassed, everyone's exhausted. I mean, Max didn't have to do much the third quarter since Embiid took all the scoring, and you have a fresh. He played the most minutes in the league this whole year. The most minutes in the league this whole year. Maxey did. So he was very fresh that whole fourth quarter, and you could just tell those last couple possessions, easy drive-bys, easy lays. I mean, I gotta put it on Missoula because you gotta have some of your stars rested because if not, you're not going to they're just not going to score. They're not going to score if they're exhausted, and that's what it looked like on the court.
Yeah, and I think the playoffs is where stars are stars and role players are role players. I remember watching Hugo Gonzalez, who's had a pretty good season for the Celtics, just get cooked by Maxey. And I think the 76ers stars just signed brighter like a diamond and were able to get next pass. Oh, we're able to move on to the next round and keep dancing. Sad way to go
Oh,
out for the Celtics, but just got to go get a big man, and I think you're right back in it.
no, agreed.
I guess let's move over to the next series, but also Cleveland Cavaliers are moving on, beating the Toronto Raptors 114-102. And I'll read out the stats for every fan who wants to know. Jared Allen had 22 points, 19 rebounds. James Harden had 18, 3, 6, and 3. Mitchell had 22, 3, and 1. Toronto, Barnes had 24, 9, and 6. Barrett had 23 and 4. Sheed and Walter had 14 and 13. And we're just not able to get it done. Cavaliers advance, still dancing, and they will face the Pistons on Tuesday in Detroit. But let's go to this last and final matchup. Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons winning big tonight by 20 against this Magic team. This young Magic team looked great. Started out strong, started out on fire. We're up 3-1. Franz Wagner goes down, and the whole ship collapsed. This Magic team, very disappointing into the season, a very disappointing season. Very great playoffs. I will give them that. They played great in the playoffs. They fought. They played like they should have played the whole year. But they just couldn't get it done. Now this young Pistons team moves on, who I think will may get stopped in their tracks. Mason, what are your biggest takeaways from this series? I loved Paolo Banchero for this Magic team. Cade Cunningham getting his first real taste of, or second taste of playoff experience, but now winning a series and getting to move on. Where do you think the Pistons go from here, and what do you think the Magic do? You think the coach is gone, or you think we're going to ride with the same ship as this year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know what the Magic do. I think they do fire the coach, even though their team stepped up in the playoffs when no one was really expecting it. I was wrong about that. I thought the Hornets were going to take them, and they just looked like a completely different team against them. And this series was just really weird, really weird. I mean, there was some games where no one could make a shot on either team, and you're just like, how are these teams in the playoffs? Like really, like you're like, these are some awful offensive teams. And then you had these super lopsided wins where one team just looked way better than the other. I mean, I really don't know. Like, I think the Pistons, they showed in this game seven, like, that they're actually a legit team. Um, I mean, I really do like the Magic. I love Banchero. He's really impressed me this playoffs. Was not expecting him to do what he's done. And Bane, he was some good, sometimes bad. But like when he was good, he was huge and like really important for them. But the Pistons, man, I just can't get over Duran. I mean, he's just not playing good right now. And Cade is just carrying this team so hard. I don't see them making it past make winning this next round just because I mean eventually some team is gonna figure out how to stop Cade because they got no one else on this team. Like it's really ridiculous.
Well, what do you mean, Tobias Harris, man? Man had 30 points, averaging 20 points in this series. Don't sleep on Tobias Harris. I'm sorry I had to cut you off. Don't sleep on
He's a
Tobias.
role player. He's a role player. I mean, yeah, he's a good shooter, one of the only shooters on this team. And like he's a veteran with that experience and stuff, but I just I don't see him continuing to score 20 a game in this next series.
Is it because you think is it because he's a Tennessee Volunteer? You think that's why, or you just think he's just not that good of a player?
No, I just think he's past his prime.
Okay, I got you. But no, I totally understand. You look so dumbfounded right now.
I want to hear what you think about this series.
I honestly, this series to me, the only thing I really remember, like this wasn't that memorable of a series to me. I really saw the Magic kind of whoop up on the Pistons. I didn't get a chance to catch the last few games. I did see the Magic did blow a 22-point lead, which is awful. Isaiah Stewart, he really is a dirty player. Like, he really is what I'm starting to learn. Like, the more and more I watch him, like, he's an ultimate douchebag. Like, this dude is a crash. They got to get him off the team. I don't know why he's still in the league. He's not a good player. This Pistons team, like you said, they're young. Cade is having 33 points per game. Tobias Harris, 20. That shit's not going to last. Duncan Robinson, your third best scorer, is only averaging 10.3 points per game. And then your all-star level caliber center, Jaren Duran, Angel Reese's ex, is playing like Angel Reese.
Literally,
You think you're
literally.
going to go far? Like Angel Reese, me bounds, baby. This Pistons team's not going far. This Magic team, I love Paulo Banchero. Get him out of Orlando. Free him. Free him, man. I just think as soon as they lost Franz Wagner, just went downhill from here. I think the Pistons fought really hard and showed some grit, but I think the road ends in Cleveland. I really do. I really don't think it's a competitive series either. No, Cleveland just got out of 7 games with this Toronto team, but I think the Toronto team honestly could beat this Pistons team. Actually, hold on. I'm going to hold the phone on that one because Toronto doesn't have size, and the Pistons would thrive off of that. So I don't know. I think it'd be a lot more competitive a series. But, man, Sir Thompson, you look like shit, too. This whole Pistons team's pissing me off. I forgot they play Kevin Huerter more. Honestly, Red Velvet needs to get. He's only averaging 1.5 per game and only getting 10 minutes. Pistons team is not going far to me. It's just not. You needed one more player. And Jaren Duran,
Yeah.
not.
I mean, how did this team have 60 wins? Like, someone please explain to me. And with Cade not playing, like, I don't understand. I don't
Regular
understand. You
season
can't
basketball,
watch,
dude.
bro. You
You cannot
cannot
watch
watch
this
this
regular
team.
season.
You regular season literally means nothing. It means nothing. It,
I think I honestly would do better if I didn't watch the whole regular season, if I would just watch the playoffs and be like, okay, let me pick this. And I think I'd actually pick it a lot better. Because holy shit.
yeah.
Man.
All right. Well, will we skip the Cleveland series? You want to start talking about that?
I guess Cleveland series, yeah. Cleveland wins in 7. I had some notes before the game started because I didn't know when we were going to film this. I started to realize when they win, Donovan Mitchell shoots lights out, 51.1% from field goal. He averages 27 a game. Shoots 52% from 3 when they win, and then when they lose, he looks like complete shit. 19.1 points per game, which I shouldn't say complete shit, but complete shit for Donovan Mitchell. 22.3% from 3, 37.3% from field goal percentage. Honestly, I thought this Cleveland team was going to get it done easier. I thought it was going to be an easier matchup. This Toronto team looked like shit. Brandon Ingram, oh my God, looked awful those first 2 games. Looked horrendous. I thought this was going to be an easy series. Cleveland had it in the bag. And then they got their ass kicked the third game. I believe both teams shot like 12. It was either game 3 or game 4. Both teams shot like 12% from 3. It was the ugliest game of basketball I watched. Colin Murray Boyles, I like him. He's a dog, dude. He's not a big guy. He should be more power forward. But I like this Raptors team. I think this Raptors team, if they get a big man, a lot of these teams, what I'm realizing, if you have a big man, you would be right in contention. Colin Murray Boyles really surprised me and played well. This Cleveland team struggled, but it doesn't really shake me on them. I still think they make the finals. I just think this Raptors team was just hungry and wanted to win, and I'm Scotty Barnes, he's that guy. He is that guy. Mason, Scotty Barnes, like your brother, dude. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about this series? I'm impressed with the Raptors. I'm really impressed, but I'm not disappointed with the Cavs. James Harden didn't look awful, but this Cavs team sometimes looked just like the engine on offense kind of slowed down a little bit too much. But what are your thoughts? I thought this was a great series, and it was a fun series to watch.
Yeah. I mean, once again, I was wrong to take. I thought this would be a boring series. I mean, there were a couple boring games in there, but I mean, overall, I think it was a pretty good series. Cavs, I mean, I thought they would dominate low key. Like, I didn't realize Quickly was going to be out the whole series. I don't think anyone knew that. I mean, he's got to be hurt bad because I mean, he missed every single game. And then as soon as Ingram went down, yeah, like I thought this was over for sure. But man, they battled R.J. Barrett, man, the hometown Toronto kid, man. He he made buckets when he needed to, and he put them in close games. And Shed stepped up big time too. I mean, with Quickly not playing, Shed took on that role and honestly did pretty well in it. Yeah, they just didn't have enough. They didn't have enough. Harden and Mitchell, and then Jarrett Allen in this last game just took over. Jarrett Allen took over. I never thought I'd be saying that, but he played the best game. And Harden, he didn't go crazy, but neither him or Donovan Mitchell really needed to go crazy to win this series, just because they were a more complete and deep team.
Yeah, I mean, Who do you think wins the next series then? Pistons or Cleveland? I guess you want to just kind of jump into those predictions.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm not super impressed with this Cleveland team, but I think they'll step it up, and I think they'll take care of business against this Pistons team in 6 games.
Wow, wow. You know what? I'm gonna agree with you, but I'm also gonna disagree. I like this Cleveland team a lot. I'm very high on this Cleveland team. I don't know what weed's in the air or what pot is. Maybe Aiden Holloway's still selling that, hasn't got busted again. Maybe he's out there selling drugs again. But man, Cleveland gets it done in 5. I'm so disappointed with this Pistons team. I know they just came back down 3-1. But dude, you're going to tell me the downhill Pistons, the downhill, drive it down your throats, try to pound you Pistons, is going to go against Cleveland with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen? They get 6 games? They get 2? No. No. I know Cleveland looks like shit on the road. I know.
Who's gonna guard Cade?
Cade's going to come down. They don't have three-point shooting to pass to. I understand Duncan Robinson, the three-point shooter. He's not shooting great. Tobias Harris can't keep this up. You saw what they did with Dyson Daniels. You just play zone on this team. If you play zone, you have 2 big men down. You play a 3-2 on them. And I don't know that much about basketball, but I know Mitchell Robinson, the Knicks played a zone. And they did not guard Dyson Daniels. So, Cade's going to get past the first defender. He's not getting past the second defender. Cade will have 22 points in this series, and they will get shut down. Unless Jaren Duran steps up, which is a big if because he looks like shit. I think the Cavs could either win in 4 or 5. I don't even want to. Do you disagree with me? Who's going to guard Donovan Mitchell and James Harden?
No, I just think the Pistons are too hard-nosed of a team. They're not just going to let themselves lose in 5 games. They're so competitive and aggressive, and I mean that's playoff basketball. And like obviously, Cavs team's better, but I just don't think they'll do it in 5. There's no way.
Nope.
I know we said one more game, so it's like it's really not that big of a difference. But let's go to the next series. Let's do the Sixers.
No, I want to go back. Hold on. Let's go. No, I'm not done with this one. I'm not done with this one. No. This Pistons team, hard-nosed. They went to 7 games with the Magic. We're the most inconsistent team in the East. You let the Magic go 3-1 on you. I understand the Magic shit the bed at the end. But no, I think they lose in 4 or 5. This is not, like, I understand you're the 1 seed. But they didn't prove it. They look like the 7 seed out there.
Hey, bro. You don't win 60 games for no reason.
You even said before you took the take, how'd they win 60 games?
I know, but they did. They did it. So gotta have some faith in. And also, dude, the Magic were up 3-1. I mean, that's serious. Magic were up 3-1, and the Pistons fought all the way back. So.
Yeah, because Franz Wagner went injured.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. That's just a testament to how tough of a team they are. Come back 3-1.
Do you have any faith they win the series or no?
Yeah, they could.
No, look, your answer is no, they could. You know what? I'm not going to convince you. I just like debating because this is a lot more fun. But God, no. They're going to lose in 5 or 4. The Cavs will have 1 off game, and they'll beat them. I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to look really stupid if the Pistons win this series. Look really stupid.
I don't think you can stop Cade. I think he's too complete of a player. I mean, he's shooting really good right now. Like, abnormally good. Like, best shooter on the Pistons right now, besides Tobias Harris. And, I mean, I just think he's going to continue that.
He shot 17 for 47.
No, in the past couple games.
Let me look at his splits. Let's look at his splits. I know we
All right.
probably should
Yeah,
eventually
go
move
look.
on.
I know,
But
dude. Today he was the best shooter for them.
he shot 50%, and Game 6 was 50%. Game 5 was 62%. Okay, but in his worst games,
Yeah,
the
in
game
his
they
worst
won,
game.
that he shot
So
16%, then 30, and then
bro,
27.
if he
Hey, and you're
shoots 50,
telling me
if he shoots 50% from three in 2 games, that's 2 wins for them.
no, it's not. No, it's
I
not.
I I think it might be. I think it might be.
But you think he's gonna shoot 50% in 2 games?
Yeah, I think in he'll have opportunities to do it in 2 games. Yes.
All right. You know what? I'll let you have it. No, but it's okay.
Hey, we can
You know
we
what?
can agree to disagree. We can
We
agree to
agree to
disagree.
disagree. I'm just gonna say the Cavs are a lot better offensive team than the damn Magic were. Orlando
No, they're
Magic.
they're they're they're
Orlando
a way
Magic.
be- they're a way better team. Yeah.
Now jumping down to the bottom of the East, we got the 3-seeded New York Knicks, who are right now the favorites to win the East against the 7-seeded Philly underdogs. Dogs, emphasize who. 76ers, the 7 seed, coming to New York tomorrow. I believe the game is at 8 p.m. Eastern. Maxey versus Brunson. Cat versus Embiid. We'll see. And they have history. 2019, they got into a fight and Cat got his ass whooped. Cat was the big cat in that fight. But Mason, who do you think wins this series? Honestly, I have no idea. I'm excited. Get your popcorn ready. Mason, who do you got winning?
Well, this is my favorite series. I think it goes 7. I love this. I think Knicks take it. Um, I think I mean honestly, it's I feel like I can't really say Brunson's gonna be the X factor because he's gonna be very consistently good the whole every game. But I just like Pat had such a big mismatch against the Hawks. There's just no way. I just don't believe that he's gonna put up those same numbers that he did, and that's why I think the Sixers are gonna have a chance. But he's also like Embiid is gonna have a harder time scoring against Cat. I think he'll still be able to do it. It's just gonna be harder for him. So you're gonna need PG to step up a ton, Edgecombe to continue what he's doing, and I mean, do we already know after that last series? Are we like Edgecombe is for real, or was that a one series thing? I don't know. We'll figure it out. And PG, he needs to keep it up. Maybe step up a little bit too. Maxi, I believe he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. So yeah, I think 7 games. I got Knicks winning.
You know, we'll talk about one of the other Sixers role players, the Riz God, Kelly Oubre, the red hair. The hell is that? I think, honestly, this series is really going to come down to is the wings. Maxey and Brunson are going to go off against each other.
Yeah.
Cat and Embiid may slow each other down.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think it comes down to holy shit, OG
OG.
Anunoby,
Yeah.
OG,
Solid.
and Mikhail. I think this is where it really comes down. I think the Knicks are a better team. I think they have a deeper team. I can see this series going. The Knicks they look so dominant against the Hawks, 76ers. I'm stuck.
Yeah, but
Because
dude,
you
the
know who's on,
Celtics
but
were better than the Hawks.
listen. Podcast P, playoff P is known. And I know the Knicks, it's just, Nick Nurse is a great coach. Ah, man, I think I want it. My heart says go 7 and take the Knicks. But my,
But your
but,
heart.
but my mind says go 6 or go 5 and take the Knicks. But man, and I spoke with a very, very big Knicks fan, Mitch Evans, shout out to him, Great guy. Loved hearing his story. He's one of the best podcasters and sports guys I got to talk with. And I know he's a big Knicks fan. And something in me wants me to take the 76ers. Something in me wants to just take them. Just take them and take them and take them. But I have to go with the Knicks in 6. I do. I know unless Joel Embiid beats the shit out of Cat, I think the Knicks overpower him. I think the 76ers kind of slow down. I know each year there's a Pacers team or a other team that steps up, and it could be the 76ers, could be this team this year. Could 100% be this team. But I just think what the Knicks did to the Hawks, you don't beat a team by 51 points. You don't blow out a team like that each game.
Yeah.
76ers are hot, but I think the Knicks just have a little bit too much. And I'm not saying this is not a competitive 5 to 6 games. I think they're going to be very competitive. But I do think the Knicks get it done. They do have the clutch player of the year. And if you are the clutch player of the year, you're known to hit big shots. And I just don't think the 76ers have the defense to guard Jalen Brunson. But I do think OG Anunoby will be the X factor in the series. I think OG and Mikal will be, and that's what will get it done. And I think if Paul George plays like normal Paul George and does really well, it could go the other way. But I really do think the Knicks get it done in 5 or 6.
I mean, I'm interested to see if OG keeps up this incredible
I
shooting.
don't think he shoots
Incredible
56%
shooting.
from
I
3.
mean, he could though. He could. I mean, he's doing it right now. So like, you don't know. But they could still win this series even if he doesn't shoot like he's been shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think the Knicks they have too much. And I mean Mitchell Robinson and Cat. It's such a harder matchup for Embiid than fucking Keita, Luka Garza. Like, I dude, Knicks have everything. They have everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 76ers bench also has to step up. Like, you can't drop 4 points every single game off the bench. You just can't. You really can't.
They're gonna be so gassed
And I
going
want to
into
know
the
how
series.
bad Embiid's injury is, too. Like, if that knee's pretty banged up, I think this gets wrapped up pretty quick. But we'll see. We'll see, but
I think he's gonna play through whatever injury just because he hates Cat and the Knicks, which is what I love to see. That's what playoff
it's
basketball is
the
about.
big Cats. He may drive in and score. You know, I think the Knicks get it done in 5 or 6. 'Cause Cat is a single lady. But I mean, let's jump over to the other side.
Flip that, y'all. Holy.
Um, let's jump over to the next series or the other side. Thunder versus Lakers, and I have no idea what Luka's status is. No idea. Listen, Nason, you got any insider sources? Because I have no idea what the hell his status is.
He's not even running, so I don't think he has a chance of playing in this series.
Oh, this series gets done in 5. Yeah, 5. That's all
I
I
think
gotta say.
5. Yeah, I mean, I don't think LeBron's gonna get swept, so I'll say 5. But who knows, bro? Maybe Luka does come back. But even if he does come back, they're still losing the series. So we'll
Wait,
say
if
I agree
Luka's
with you.
back, how many people? How many games? Sorry, not how many people.
I think maybe they get one more game.
6
I mean,
games.
I mean, I know we were just like, oh, regular season means nothing, but did you watch these teams play in the regular season? It was not the
No,
best for the Lakers. We'll say that.
we'll say that. Yeah, I just don't
I think
think this
I think
anymore.
Bronny James I think Bronny played the most minutes against the Thunder than he did against any other team. So
That
that
says a
tells
lot
you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know.
because Bronny James is the greatest player of all time. Just the best player. I mean, look at him. I think he's gonna be the next big thing.
Man, I'd take him over Ricochet.
No, no,
What do you mean,
no,
bro?
no,
He's a DNP. He's a DNP.
no. Just like you'd rather have that little short little guy with just the last name James on your team instead of that long, lanky Frenchman. He also likes baguettes. You just never
Yes,
know.
that long, lanky Frenchman sucks.
Whoa, whoa. But Bronny's. So you
I mean,
seriously rather take Bronny over Zachariah?
wait, is Bronny better than Gabe Vincent?
No, not Scuba. Bronny doesn't hit this. You can't. The Scuba is Scuba. Gabe Vincent is gone though. I don't want Gabe Vincent on my team next year.
No, but Gabe Vincent is better than Bronny, right? We agree on that.
Yes, we a total
Okay.
100% agree.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's no doubt about it. But
I
I
feel like
can't
there's
wait
some
to say
people that would say. I feel like
Zachariah
there's
Reese
some
shit.
people. Yeah, he's Reese of shit. Reese of shit.
From his Reese shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Quinn Snyder needs to go. And I think Dyson Daniels needs to go work on his threes. Because, man, he is a cone.
Nah, he's not gonna hit any threes. He needs to work on finishing at the rim. I mean, that's the only thing you can do to
No.
score, and he can't even do it. And free throws. He also can't hit free throws. So he needs to work on a lot of things. But I think 3-point shooting is the least of his worries.
Mason, he shot 18% this season from three. That is the most of
Yeah,
his
but
worries. No, no,
he
no,
shot
no,
like
no, 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 no.
2 threes a game.
He shot
You're not hurting the
34%
team.
last
You're not.
year. You thought 30, because Mason, know what's the problem is? If I can at least hit 2 threes a game, if I can hit 2 threes a game and shoot 30%, at least Mitchell Robinson's ass is standing in the paint.
Bro, he can be an amen scorer. He can score like amen.
No, hell no. Get his ass in the gym to shoot.
He just
No,
needs to get a better finishing.
no. Get his ass. Get his ass a shooting coach. No. You're
All
telling
right,
me you want an
what are we
18%
talking
three-point
about?
shooter on the field. No. Well, let's go. No, you're telling me you want an 18% three-point shooter on the field.
If he's not shooting threes and missing them, I don't really care because he's the best offensive rebounding guard in the league. Him and Amen are the two best offensive and defensive rebounding guards in the league, and that is just as valuable. Getting extra opportunities on the offensive side is just as valuable as
Not with
hitting what
Mitchell
two
Robinson
threes
standing
a
in the
game,
paint.
two three threes a game.
Did
Bro,
you
get
not?
him a 7-footer. Get him a 7-footer.
I'm just saying.
And that's gonna make our rebounding that much better.
He was open 4 or 5 times a game from three, and they just let him. They just didn't guard him.
Well,
You
that's
can
a
make the
problem. You need a five that can shoot
We
because
have
he's
Onyeka
basically your
Okongwu.
center on
We have
offense.
Onyeka Okongwu.
I know, but he's not a rim protector.
All right, we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree.
I won't take any of this Dyson slander. I mean, he's a
Yeah,
stud,
because
and
he's
he
you.
does he's great at what he does. Like he doesn't try to do other stuff. Like he stopped shooting threes because obviously he was missing. So
Because it's a mental
he
thing.
wasn't.
Mason, if like Jason Richardson said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If you get it rejected by 100 girls, you're gonna stop shooting. You're just gonna give up on life. Seriously.
I mean, it's got to come back to him eventually. Like you said, he was a 34% shooter last year. But I don't think he needs to work on it. It's just like he needs to work more on finishing layups.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's go on to the Spurs Timberwolves series.
You want to start?
Yeah, Spurs Timberwolves, 6-seeded Timberwolves take on San Antonio Spurs. Anthony Edwards is questionable. Probably going to return. We'll see. Spurs, I think too much, even though no, you know what? Yeah, I like this. It goes 7 games. This series is going 7 games. Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, and others are going to just throw their bodies. And Julius Randle, if he plays like he did, they have a chance. I think the Spurs get it done. I think the Spurs are a lot better team. I just think this veteran playoff experience from this Timberwolves and how well they've played is going to make this a really tough series for the Spurs. But I think the Spurs do get it done.
I'm gonna switch up big time. I don't know. It's something about this Timberwolves team. They're so resilient. They're so strong. Like I don't know, something about them, bro. Like I if they had Dante, they'd be even that much better. But it doesn't matter because they have all these guys stepping up. I get them in 7. I think they beat the Spurs, and I would have never said that before last series. It's something about this team. I mean, Ant, he's always playing hurt, and he's still so dominant. They got Julius Randle. They got Gobert who can really make these Spurs struggle. Maybe not Wemby so much, but in the paint he's gonna make Wemby struggle because that's what he's best at. And I don't trust these Spurs to keep making shots. Like I don't think Castle is much of a shooter as he has been recently. I think he's gonna start missing a lot more, and just the skill level, the skill gap from that Portland team that the Spurs showed they struggled with basically every game at points. Um, from them to the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are so much better team. I just think they're gonna get caught a little off guard, and I love this Timberwolves team. Something about them, something about them, and they've made the Western Conference Finals. They just they're winner. They're a win. They're a winning team, and Spurs, like I said, they're still young, and I mean they're just not experienced. I got Wolves in 7.
I love Anthony Edwards. I love him to death. He is my guy. I think the Spurs team is a lot better team than the Timberwolves are. I do. I think this will be a
We'll
competitive
see.
7-game
We'll see.
series.
We'll see.
But I think the Spurs do get it done. And I think Game 7 is a blowout. I think if Ant does get injured, I think this goes only 6 or 5. I think this goes 5. Depending how bad that knee is. But
It
should this be a
looked
really
really
fun
bad,
series?
but like what
I think
we've
it should be a
seen,
really fun
got it.
series. But I think the Spurs team is a lot better of a team. But like you said, the Timberwolves are a very winning team. They're a playoff team. They know what to do. The Spurs struggled with that Portland team. But they have a series under their belt. And I just don't think anybody's going to be able to stop Wemby. And I think the Spurs have an edge, even though they did lose 3-1 this year against the Timberwolves in regular season games. But I think it'll be a fun series. I think it'll be a high scoring. I think it's going to be a high-paced series, but I just think the Timberwolves do not get it done. I think the Spurs move on and face the Thunder for an exciting Western Conference Finals. So,
Yeah,
your
well,
playoffs are... Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say let's move on to this Thunder series.
Oh,
But
and
no,
now we
we that was that the first one we talked about?
come back in the last segment of the show, UFC Perth Fight Night, breaking it down, recapping. Prelim started at 4 a.m.
Uh,
I was awake at 4 a.m.
who does that, bro? Like, don't get me started. I didn't even know this was going on. Like, actually, I didn't even get to watch it because I was asleep. It's on a Friday. When is
No.
there ever UFC fights on a Friday? Whatever. Go ahead.
It's that Australian time. The kangaroos, baby. Crocodiles. They're hopping around. We're in Australia. I don't know why they did this time. But the main event, Jack Della Maddalena, the previous number 1 contender, is fighting the Nightmare, Carlos Prates. And Mason, I think you said JDM is going to win or submit him, right? And I said I believe in Prates to knock him out. Prates, absolutely disrespectful fight. Kicked JDM's ass. Kicked his ass from start to finish. At round 1, JDM said he's going to be a 5-round war. And in round 1, he shot for a takedown. And Prates throws his hand up and goes, "Oh, now he's a wrestler now. He's a wrestler." Prates took out that calf. And I mean took it out. You could hear at the end of round 3, JDM agging like, for pain. At the end of round 2, He goes, and his coach goes, no, Jack. No, Stop eyeing. You got to keep fighting. Man, Prates looks like a straight, like the badass that he is. He gets the TKO win. He kept telling him, stand up, and he kept trying to highlight finish him for a knockout. Prates absolutely put it on him. I love this performance. And man, what I got to say is the champion has a name. It's Carlos Prates. Champion has a name. I believe Prates will win. I'm going to pull up the stats in a second to this fight. But man, Mason, I know I actually was asleep also when this fight happened. It was at 10 a.m. is when I woke up and I saw that Prates won. He had 3 knockdowns. He had 104 total strikes, 104 significant. Every strike he landed was a significant strike. He just dominated. Most disrespectful fight I think I have watched. I loved it. Prates wins by TKO KO. Where does JDM go from here? I don't know. Mason, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, JDM got fraud watched big time. I I've I was never a big fan of him like coming up, and then he trying to
He beat
trying to
Gilbert
remember who he
Burns.
fought.
I remember he beat Gilbert Burns in that little war, and then he beat Bilal. Bilal, do not remember the name Muhammad.
Yeah, so I thought he was a fraud, and then he like kind of changed my opinion. He didn't get killed by Islam. It was unanimous, but like he kind of what's that face? What's that face?
He got his ass kicked, man. He got taken down each round and just held. He got killed.
There was
He
nothing he
got
can do
killed.
about that. It was wrestling. Like Prates was never gonna wrestle him. So
No, it was
yeah,
striking him out when he
Prates.
pieced him up too. No, he got his ass whooped.
All right, well, Prates is real. We'll see how he does against Islam. I mean,
No,
Islam
it could
is.
be Ian Gary. Ian Gary's fighting Islam in August. You don't know. Ian could upset Islam. You don't know. You don't know.
I bet all my money he doesn't.
What do you?
I
I'm gonna
honest,
be
Ian
real.
Gary does not deserve that fight. Ian Gary does not deserve that fight. Like,
You don't think he
are
deserves
we
that
are
fight?
we actually serious?
Yes, I think he deserves that fight. You're telling me he doesn't? The money you bring in?
No, he doesn't deserve that fight.
He's on a
You think
three
Ian Gary's bringing in that much money?
over than the
No one likes
weird
him, bro.
who?
No one likes Ian Gary.
Okay, no one like Colby Covington, and he brought in a lot of money.
I mean, did he really though? I don't think he did.
Okay, as of right now, Ian Gary is a plus 300 underdog to fight against Islam Makhachev. Right now,
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
I think we just gotta
But
look at the
honestly, I
scorecard.
don't know shit. Like, I really don't know shit. I was wrong, so wrong on this protest fight. So who knows? Maybe Islam loses. I seriously doubt it though.
No, there's no. It's Islam Makhachev.
I don't think Ian Gary deserves a title shot either. Like, whatever.
You don't think who would you rather give it to, Michael Morales? Who deserves that title shot?
I'm looking.
And we have a big UFC fight this weekend also.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Sean Strickland gets it done in 3. I'm kidding.
That'd be real funny.
I'd be so happy.
Do you think Michael Morales is like the next one that deserves it besides Ian
Uh
Gary?
no, I think Prates hopped the line with that finish of beating JDM that bad.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But no, Morales. Yeah, I got Morales over Ian Gary.
No. Mm-mm. No. I think Morales has to fight one more or just wait for his title shot. I just don't think he really moves the needle. I think Gary moves the needle more.
I didn't realize Gary already beat Pratos.
He
Oh, I
did.
missed
And
that.
Prates said he didn't. Now he works a lot on his footwork, and I think that's what really did help him. Gary just tried to knock him out, and Gary beat him 23 and a half minutes. But if you remember, Prates was tired, but he had Gary on his hands and knees, begging
Hmm.
him to just
Wait,
be put away.
where's Shavkat?
Shavkat hasn't fought in 2 years, man. He's not coming back. He's not coming back.
He was such a beast.
I don't know. I miss him.
Shavkat deserves it.
Remember he injured his knee again. He's like doing physical therapy on that knee, man.
Well, he's better than me and Gary, so
I mean, technically, yes. Yes, he is.
technically yes. Like no argument there.
But playoffs round 2 starts Monday. We are filming this on Sunday, so hopefully this episode gets out soon. I believe it should be out early this week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So I guess we'll kind of wrap up this episode. We have a big UFC fight this weekend. Sean Strickland versus Hamzat Chimaev and Pantoja versus Tatsuya Taira. And Sean Brady, I believe, is fighting Joaquin Buckley on that card too. That'll be very interesting in that title picture. Mason, you got any inspiring words to say or anything motivational to say to the fans out there listening?
Oh, I mean, just want to let everyone know out there, no matter how wrong our takes are, we don't we don't we don't forget about them. Like we face them head on and let everyone know how wrong we were, and we try to get right. We try to get the next ones right because that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we took a lot of punishment in that first round. We took a lot of punishment, but hey, bring them on. So I'll take them on the face. Let's go. Me and Mason are ready for this battle. I believe we were like 4 for 8 on picks. Detroit, Cleveland, Thunder, Spurs. Yeah, 4 for 8. Oh, 4 for 8.
Yeah, four for
50%. Hey, I wish I could shoot 50% in everything in life because that'd be pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. But I mean, guys, remember, don't get too high, don't get too low on yourself. Try to stay balanced in the middle on emotions. Don't let your emotions take over. And whenever you have something within you, look internally and try to figure that out. And, everyone goes through life. Everyone has their struggles. But remember, you're only guaranteed today. 2 things in life you're guaranteed, death and taxes. And just be grateful for each day and set intent and what you're going to do that day and focus on your goals because you don't know if tomorrow's promised, and that's why it's called the present because it's a gift. It really is, and you can't worry about the future and you can't control things and just try to let them go. Like my great role model says, his quote from Pat McAfee, remember always, be a friend, tell a friend, something nice. It might change your life. Hopefully we can do this once a week and we can start rolling out these episodes and getting better and better at them. Please leave a comment down in the low. Link will be in the description. Remember, always you can look on my Instagram under my bio, and maybe I'll put it under Mason's bio soon at the Two Takes Podcast. We'll be on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube to look at that link. And then we also have our TikTok page at Two Takes Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for all watching. We look to talk about more sports and hear your feedback. And yeah, everyone have a great night. Mason, have a great night, man.
Yeah, you too, Dave. Thanks for having me on.
Always. And bye-bye.